Oh no.
Missing.
Greg?
Missing.
I thought this was a duet.
Missing.
Oh, so you're just gonna sing all the parts? Those are not the right sounds.
Missing.
Can you hear me?
Missing. Oh, missing.
Bonk.
Welcome to Miss Thing. I'm Greg.
And I'm Tim, and this is a podcast that celebrates and appreciates the missed things of the past, present, and future.
Yeah, in every episode, we take a key moment from our Miss Thing storied career and do what we do best, which is make it all about us.
And we're back, baby.
We're back in the studio apartment.
It feels so nice.
Oh my gosh, I feel like we've already recorded like 3 pods before this.
I know. And I just feel so much like the world is right again.
Totally. And I hope the Gennifertias, thank you for sticking with us. We will never betray you again. We will never...
we will never take a trip again.
Yeah, we will never be separate
ever
again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's that time of year. Yeah. It is Pride Month here on Missing Podcast.
The best time of year or the worst.
However you want to. Yeah, it's glass half full, glass half empty.
Yeah.
In either case, whether it's full or empty, there's a vodka soda in that glass.
Oh, yeah.
And Pride Month. Mm-hmm. Be who you are for your pride. Do you know that song?
No. Is this TikTok?
Yeah, it's from one of the greatest videos of all time when this like queen approaches someone's car and they're like, "Happy Pride, I got you a cake." And it like they hold up like a cookie cake with writing on it. And they're like, it says, "Be who you are for your pride."
Are you singing that or just do they sing it?
That's what they sing. Well, I do believe that's the song Marsha P. Johnson sang at the duplex right before she went next door to Stonewall and threw that brick. That started Pride.
You are so correct, and you should quote him. Add this to the Wikipedia page. I saw, maybe you even sent me this video of, it was like someone doing like a Happy Pride video where it was like 2 gays making out on a street corner, and then this like gay woman walks by, and she's like, "This is why I love Pride," and then she breaks them up, and she's like. "How long have you guys known each other?" And they're like, "We just met." And she goes, "See? Happy Pride."
No, I didn't send that to you, but it would have been nice if you had forwarded it to me.
I can't be bothered.
Well, because of my favorite song and because it's Pride Month, I wanted to ask you, who are you going to be for your Pride?
Who am I?
It's be who you are for your pride.
Okay.
So if you're being who you are, who are you going to be for your pride? If that makes sense.
This is like breaking my brain. It feels like gay math.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying like, am I picking kind of like a pop diva, or am I just pick the biggest version of myself?
Honestly, it's your pride. You're being who or what you want to be.
Okay, so for who I want to be for Pride is like literally avoiding all crowds.
Of course.
And avoiding all lines.
Yeah.
And just
physical and drug.
Anything where it's like, I would like to wave hello to my gay brothers and sisters from a distance.
Yeah, from behind a window.
I would like to salute them, you know, and just be like, have a good time. I'll see you when you guys return, you know?
Next month.
Yeah, I'll see you next month. I love everything that you guys are doing.
Yeah, they'll be weary and battle.
Exactly. And then that's when I swoop in. That's kind of who I am.
Sure.
Who are you this Pride Month?
Who do I want to be for my Pride? I think this Pride Month I want to be Pedro Pascal.
He's everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. He's everywhere. But he's always, I would like to give the amount of charm and effortlessness that Pedro Pascal gives, in interviews. As you know, like you'll find me on every TV station, giving interviews to whoever will talk to me and whoever won't.
Yeah.
But I would like to just be like him. You know, everyone loves him. He sort of just giggles. He doesn't even necessarily say anything funny or insightful, but people love him for that regardless.
I don't think I can say that I want to be her for Pride because she's straight, but I want to be Dakota Johnson because Dakota Johnson, I think, gives the best interviews because she is so, I'm thinking because they're in that new movie together.
Of course.
And she will really, like, when someone is like not being truthful to her, it's the Ellen DeGeneres. It's the famous Ellen DeGeneres video.
Yes.
It's like because she's a Nepo baby, but also talented. It's like she's not scared of famous people or of like the machine. So if like I just saw her on Jimmy Fallon and she's like screaming at him like, did you just let me win, in a way that is somehow like kind of being like, don't treat me special because I'm a celebrity, but also kind of mean and also kind of charming. And that's what I want to be.
Totally. Unfortunately, that's what I think I give, but it's not as charming or cute.
Because Nepo baby.
No. Well, see, I give all that, but no Nepo baby and no talent and no charm.
You give bangs?
I do give bangs.
And that's kind of Dakota's thing.
Totally. And of course, you know, when I say Pedro Pascal, it is all alleged, you know.
Right.
Although someone did recently just say to me, you look like Pedro Pascal. And I went, you just don't know other gay people.
True.
Because I don't. And again, alleged. Yeah. Alleged gay people.
You know what I just realized? Well, and maybe this is like me not knowing a single thing ever, which
I relate to.
Yeah, which is like, so Dakota Johnson has bangs. Can she have that hairstyle like for the rest of her life? Like I was like, do women keep their bangs later in life? And then I was trying to think of an older woman with bangs.
Wow, that is a really interesting question.
Can you think of a famous woman with bangs who's like 60?
I don't think anyone's ever asked this question before. I don't think we've ever done the research on this before. I feel like, well, it depends.
Maybe, like, does Diane Keaton have bangs?
I feel like maybe she does.
Okay.
I feel like Diane Keaton has bangs. I feel like, but it also depends on, like, it's not like harsh bangs.
Yeah, hers are harsh bangs.
Yeah, no, I don't think I don't think any woman over 60 has a harsh bang.
Yeah.
Until
now.
I mean, give us a few years. Yeah, I'll serve
one or two.
Yeah, I don't think an actress over 60 has ever had a harsh bang. Yeah. Although, I mean, Julianne Moore, didn't she have harsh bang in Mockingjay?
No, didn't she have like straight silver?
It is so impossible to know. Yeah. I can't see the front. I can't see the forehead of any older.
Yeah.
Like an actress of a certain age, I've not seen your forehead, whether you have a bang there or not. But Gennifertias, please weigh in.
Let us know if you are 60 and above. Like, can you think of a harsh banged woman?
Yeah. No, but I would love to sort of give them their flowers because I think there's nothing more bold than a harsh bang on a lady.
That's what I'm saying. We need more women with harsh bangs.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on if this actress wears wigs or not. Which is also such
because I feel like
thing.
Nicole Kidman has, but it's always a wig.
Right. Yeah. I feel like she might be serving wig right now in whatever that show is that she's in. She's in 7 now.
Like 9 Perfect Strangers.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I think she's doing bang.
Famously, were you the one someone was talking to me recently who they kept saying it was 7 Perfect Strangers?
I almost just said that, which is very bizarre.
That to me was making me laugh because I think she should keep doing it until it's just one Perfect Stranger.
Yeah. And then there were none of sorts.
Best book of all time.
Of course, totally agree. Yeah, well, we're such Christie-Heads here.
We love Agatha Christie.
Totally, and you know, I
feel like she's problematic, but okay.
Oh no, there's not. I
mean, that book alone, the original title.
Right. We're not going to say that here, but I do think. Never seen her before in my life. I'm not even sure there's a photo of her or like even a painting because I don't know where she's from.
Yeah,
I feel like Agatha Christie had a harsh bang.
Oh, you are so right.
Totally.
Oh my God.
Who wore it best? Agatha Christie.
or Dakota Johnson, Agatha Christie. Yeah.
That's our new like Us Weekly. Like
Yeah.
we should do that on Instagram.
Do we know what she looks like? That's who we should dress for Halloween.
Agatha Christie, you know she had like the whitest, wispiest hair like since she was like 3.
I also picture her just like, I picture her smoking one of those long cigarettes.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I'm also picturing, and it's maybe because it's like the only photo I can think of, but like I'm picturing Helen Keller. And like also the teacher.
Yeah.
Like she's that. Like really ruffled shirt.
Yeah. I'm picturing for some reason like Jodie Foster in that one movie too. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where she's like plays someone who's special. Do you know what I'm talking? Like Nell. Did you ever see Nell?
I've seen.
She-
Nell used to scare me a little bit.
What? I've never seen the movie, but there's
I've
something.
never seen it either.
What's wrong with Nell? Not that there's something wrong with Nell.
There's nothing wrong with Nell. Nell is being who she is for her pride.
Right. You're right. That's who I am for pride. Okay. And with that, I think it's time to move on to our first and most famous segment.
Dod Mom Sauce,
AKA Doll of the Day, Mother of the Moment, Sister of the Second.
Our first segment where we take a person, place, or thing that we are currently super obsessed with.
Yes. I can go first.
Please, I'm still
Recovering.
I'm knelled out over here. I'm knelling out.
This is old, but I just discovered it, and it is my full personality. Have you heard of the reality show I Kissed a Boy?
Probably, but I need some elaboration. But I'm sure I've heard.
So
of it.
it's an ITV original.
Oh, it's British.
It's British.
Oh, so it's trashy.
It's trash.
As hell.
Yes, it's now on Hulu.
Okay.
So that's how you can watch it. It is crazy. I've never watched like Love Island or Temptation Island or any of the island franchises.
Oh, once they're on an island, my God,
Yeah.
you got to get your eyes on that.
And
island.
I have a feeling that if you've watched one of the islands, that this show is like complete trash in comparison, and it's like a ripoff of it.
Well, Temptation Island is as low as you can go.
Yeah. Well, isn't there also like F-Boy Island or whatever?
Yeah, but Temptation Island, do you know what it is? Where it's quite literally like they take couples that are kind of on the rocks and then they throw them in with like a bunch of people that are like just trying to fuck them.
Who are hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're literally like trying to get them
Does
to cheat.
anyone stay together?
I think maybe like 1 or 2.
Yeah. Okay.
But like usually after like so much bad stuff.
Yeah. Well, this show the premise is a group of gays go to a masseria in Italy, which
gays.
Gays. It's
Okay.
all gays. These gay guys do like a pre-interview ahead of time, so they're like matched by the producers, and then they don't know what the person looks like. As soon as you get to the front of the mansion, the other person arrives. You have to kiss them immediately.
So you're just like kissing like the first person you see, random person.
You don't know what literally the premise is like you have to agree that you're kissing the first person you see.
Sure. Oh, okay. So you don't know what they look like ahead of time, but like obviously when you're like walking up to them, you know what they look like.
Yeah, you see, but either way, even if you're not attracted, you have to kiss them.
Okay. All right.
And then you're paired off for the rest of like that day, but then the whole premise is like there's a kiss off that happens like 2 days later, and you have to then decide if you want to continue to keep kissing that person. And so you could switch partners, but there's always like an odd number, and so if you don't kiss, like if you could say that you don't want to kiss your partner anymore, and they could try to do someone else, but then if you don't have a partner by the end of it, you have to leave the mansion.
Yeah, it's like musical chairs of Kiss.
Yes.
Okay.
And the thing I love about it, one, is there are tons of hot people, but it's a range. It's not like The Bachelor where it's like every single person is like knockout like model.
Yeah, and all deranged.
Yeah, like there's actually like very normal people on it where you could like see yourself in them.
Sure.
And the host is Dannii Minogue, Kylie Minogue's sister.
Famous, yeah, Australian.
Yes, who, listen, love her, terrible host. Terrible host.
Yeah. What does she do?
Well, that's kind of, she leaves for a really long time and then comes back, which I guess maybe is what a host does.
That's very like Nick and Vanessa on Love is
yes.
Blind, but you're so thankful that they're gone because they are not natural hosts either.
Yeah, it doesn't. And she gives a lot of emotion. She actually like makes it worse a lot. Where like when someone doesn't get chosen, she's like, no, like makes them feel even more worse.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, of course.
And then there's like a weird gay narrator who you never see, who also makes a lot of weird comments in the transitions into the breaks.
That's very Love Island.
Oh, okay. Maybe
it's like cheeky.
Yes, and it is. So much of it is awkward. You don't understand why pretty much anyone is paired with who they're paired with.
Okay.
But then by the end of it, you're charmed.
Of course.
And then the twist is that there's always an influx of boys.
There's new ones
new ones coming.
This is Love Island.
Okay. And that is what I am hearing, but it's gay.
But I would prefer to watch this for sure.
You have to watch it.
Okay.
I'm obsessed. Season 2 apparently is now airing.
Is it new?
Season 2 is new in the UK, and it's like gonna air on Hulu soon, I hope. If not, I'll be bereft.
Well, I can't wait to watch that.
You have to watch it.
Yeah.
And now, please tell me about your dad mom sauce.
Okay, so, last week I famously did Sunset Boulevard, which was an incredible show that I recommend to anyone to see before it closes next month. So book yourself a ticket to New York. But this last weekend, I decided to take myself on a little date to go see Gypsy with Ojai McDonald.
Oh my God.
I wasn't going to do it, but I had the day and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into the city, just do it. Like, I don't need to, my husband was unavailable. I just went in, I waited in line. So I am not about to do a Dad Mom Sauce for another Broadway show.
Yeah.
What I am about to do my Dad Mom Sauce for is the ladies I met in the line. Lydia and Sonia.
Okay, their names alone, I'm in.
Two icons. Ladies in their 60s,
Of course.
no bangs.
Okay, I was about to ask.
And they had just seen a few days before Othello with Denzel Washington, where the
and
tickets
Jake
are like,
Gyllenhaal.
yes, where the tickets are famously going for like $10 million a seat.
Is it good?
They seem to love it.
Okay.
And they were happy
I trust
they saw it.
Sonia and Lydia with my life.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So anyways, we were like yucking it up in line. We were like the best of friends. Me and these two like older ladies. So we're inside for the show. Lydia and Sonia, love them, behind me in line. Somehow managed to get 2 seats in the row in front of me, more center, much better seat.
They should.
I wish them so well. I love them with every fiber of my being. But the show was starting, and as the show was about to start, I was seeing Sonia was sort of like looking at her phone and sort of going through, and this was something that she was sort of doing when we were in line too. She was just like looking at all her photos and I in full view of me, and obviously I'm looking at them all. They're just like her in front of the Othello sign, her in front like 10 photos of the two of them together, the two of them in the theater. And then I was noticing she had seemed to have some production photos of the show as well. Othello, but she was just sort of going through her things. She takes a lot of photos, I get that. So then the show started. Again, we had really good seats.
Okay.
Ojai McDonald comes out. It's a big moment. You're so excited to see her. And when Ojai came out came Sonia's phone again. And again, I love this woman. She's the funniest woman I've ever met in my life. I would take a bullet for her. She did sort of take out her phone and hold it up and just start recording and taking photos.
Oh,
shamelessly.
Yeah.
Like
probably completely blocking your view.
Oh, completely.
You watched it through a screen.
Yeah. Oh, zooming in.
Yeah.
So
blurry, so shaky.
Flash. With flash.
No.
And again, like if anyone else did this, I would have had a major problem with it. But these two women had endeared themselves to me so much that I couldn't like help but laugh. I was like, oh, Sonia.
Oh my God.
It was so obvious that one of the ushers came down and started like waving their light at her, like in her face. They were like, and she just kept on going until finally the usher goes, "Hey, put your phone away." And it took till that, you know, for her to put her phone away.
Oh my God.
But they did seem to...
They didn't kick her out.
No. Because she was so charming.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
Yeah, and she did put her phone away. But it was just a testament to like the people that you can meet at the theater, the people you can meet in New York. That being said, I think it's time to go to break. We're back, and it's time for our Miss Thing of the Week.
This Miss Thing is like truly charisma in a bottle.
Charisma in a bottle. I like that.
Literally, she should package it, and we could all buy it because like this woman is single-handedly responsible for why this show is, you know, like, yes, there are many other factors, all the other women, the writing, but it really is just the fact that she is the most charismatic woman out there.
Oh, she is literally the most important woman in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get right into it. Our Miss Thing of the Week is Sarah Jessica Parker. I mean, obviously we're doing her because the third season of And Just Like That just came out, which we will be watching and probably covering at length
throughout the summer.
But yeah, Sex and the City.
The movies, Sex and the City, we've got...
the movies, right? Sex and the City 2, famously the greatest movie of all time.
There are no notes on that one. I mean, but this is the thing. Even when, and we will talk about it, even when... the shows and the go off course. Yeah. She is still endlessly watchable.
Exactly. I mean, she can deliver any line. She can deliver any like emotion, but be likable.
Yeah. She is so likable, so much so that it's only like after the fact that you're like, wait, I don't really agree with what Carrie's doing.
No, I mean, if you go back and you like really go through, you know, the encyclopedia of Carrie, she's barely ever doing anything that's good.
But it's because Sarah Jessica Parker is such a good actress that you don't care until after the fact. And then also the fashion.
She makes any outfit look good, normal.
It's crazy. Good. I mean, she's also talk about a hat queen. She loves a fascinator. She loves her small hats, her big hats,
and a fascinator loves her, babe.
Yeah, it is something where it's like if you were to see that on anyone else, you would say, "Turn around." Go back inside.
You'd 5150 them. Yeah. You would put that person in an institution, and yet she can pull it off. Like, it's just, you can throw anything at SJP and she makes it work. Let's look at the other body of work. We've got First Wives Club.
We've got Hocus Pocus.
The Sexy Hot Witch.
I mean, and then Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Right.
We've got her other HBO show, Divorce. And then...
The Family Stone. A total sleeper holiday hit.
The Family Stone is the best holiday movie that is in the world.
Well, okay.
That doesn't make sense, but I'm saying in existence.
It's being who it is for its pride. That's for sure.
I love... The Family Stone is my family's like holiday movie. I honestly think it's like one of the movies I've seen the most. It is so... I'm also channeling Sarah Jessica Parker right now because I have a little bit of a cough as Greg is aware of right now.
Oh, yeah. Which we cannot edit out.
We cannot edit it out.
Yeah.
And also throughout The Family Stone, she has a little bit of a tickle. And she's like, throughout the whole movie, which is so me right now.
Oh, and then, I mean, the cast is so stacked. Rachel McAdams in her biggest year ever.
I mean,
will Rachel McAdams ever have another year like she did that year?
That is every gay and girly's dream.
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams' run from 2004 to
2005
is literally, she should have won 3 Academy Awards that year.
Unmatched.
No one can ever top Mean Girls, The Notebook, Family Stone, Wedding Crashers, Red Eye.
All at once.
Back to back to back. Mm-hmm. Give her an EGOT.
Lifetime achievement for the 1 year. She should have gotten. That's her literally introducing Rachel McAdams at the start of the year. Lifetime achievement at the end of the year.
No one will ever top her. She doesn't even need to do a good movie ever again because of that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not sure she has.
No, she has. We just haven't seen it, but apparently, Margaret.
Yeah,
are you there, God?
There, Margaret, God.
It's me, God.
Yeah.
Apparently, she gives a great performance in that.
Totally.
And also, the lesbians would be very mad at us because disobedience is apparently. And I've seen clips.
Of course. I've seen
Rachel
the
Weisz
trailer.
Yeah.
I love Rachel Weisz too, another woman who I'm not sure.
Anyway, so we're talking about Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes.
Literally, to your point, she is New York.
Uh-huh.
And
she is fashion.
She is fashion. She is also, I think, very underrated as like, I think people kind of think of her as being Carrie, but it is actually just that she is that good of an actress.
Yeah.
She because if you see her in interviews, she is not like, she reads a book. I think she reads like a book a day. And
totally.
She's so smart.
Yes. I want to be her.
We all do. Although, do you really want to be a Carrie?
Well, I think the impulse is to be Carrie just because she's the lead.
Yeah.
Totally. But I think like
who are you? Who are you in Sex and the City?
Listen, I would want to be Carrie. Like I have elements of all of them. Yeah. I would want to be Carrie, because I'm quirky, I'm so cute, my body's so good, everything I wear is.
You always are wearing a tiny hat.
Totally.
And you're not wearing sensible shoes.
Oh, of course. And I'm always talking to myself.
Yeah, you're always at your window open, typing on your laptop.
Yeah. But I think I'm probably a Miranda. Yeah.
Definitely. You're gonna run in New York and lose.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Who are you in Sex and the City?
I would say I'm a combo, which is
Charlotte.
I was gonna say I think I'm a lot of Charlotte energy, but then also a lot of Samantha as well. Low key, frontward facing Charlotte. Mm-hmm. Low key Samantha.
You wish.
People think that, but then when they and then they'll talk to me and I'm like, oh, he's actually kind of Samantha.
Total. Listen, I'm not gonna argue. I just think everyone kind of wants to be Samantha.
Yeah, everyone wants to be Samantha. And I'm not even saying it is thrust upon me secretly, but I know I present. It's kind of like my sun. What is it? My sun sign.
Your sun sign is Charlotte. Yeah. But your moon is Samantha. Yeah. No, I'm sun Carrie, but I'm definitely moon Miranda.
I would say opposite. I would say your sun is Miranda. And your moon is Carrie.
That's actually kind of better.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree.
Totally. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
And my rising is Nell. I'm a Nell rising.
Yeah. We all are.
But who are you on and just like that?
Oh. Okay. It feels like there's no real winners in that question.
No, it's awful.
I'm gonna say I'm a Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, I'm Rosie O'Donnell. Okay, sure.
I'm a nun who's I really am Rosie O'Donnell because it's like when I go to New York, I want to just see Wicked.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay, who am I of the cast?
Who's in the cast even?
There's so many.
Yeah, I know. It's so many.
There's too many people.
Of course.
I think I'm probably no shade, but like, do I have to be?
Yes.
Who are you? Let's come back to me.
Oh, God. Well, this is, I shouldn't have asked a question I can't answer. I mean, who's coming out looking the best is Charlotte right now.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, none of them look great. I think I'm.
Oh wait, I know who I am.
Who?
But it's also so like when you say that you want to be Carrie, but it's the only one that I actually want to be. So I'm just gonna say it. It's like the one that they're trying to make be the young Carrie. Like the downstairs.
Oh,
like,
the downstairs.
Oh, you know.
She is random as hell.
Which, like, honestly, I'll be random as hell.
Sure.
When you meet me, you're like, okay, that guy was random as hell.
Who am I? I'm someone who works at the now defunct podcast studio.
Oh, right.
I'm Bobby Lee, who like comes in and says the most craziest things and like has no purpose to be on the show, but is randomly in every episode and is like a main cast member.
Wait, I just realized, is the college professor not in it this season?
Mrs. Nia Wallace?
Yeah, Mrs. Nia Wallace.
No.
She's not in it this season?
No.
They like just not in this first episode?
Well, like what could they possibly have her do? I mean, as much as like the actress seems
what
fine.
Could any of them, yeah.
I know. We'll get
yeah, we will get it
another time.
Yeah, we are going to talk about that later in the pod.
But
let's talk about ourselves.
Yeah, most importantly, we need to talk about ourselves. And I'll go first.
Please.
Obviously, I've talked about it ad nauseum on the pod. I lived in New York. I went to school in New York. I've had my Sex in the City days. My And Just Like That days may be ahead of me. My Sex in the City days are behind me.
Yeah.
But we've got our And Just Like That to go.
Even better.
Yeah. It's a hard pill to swallow. But, if we're so lucky, we age.
Yeah.
But I, of course, I was taken back to a time when I was being so Carrie Bradshaw. I used to sit in coffee shops and write all day. Carrie used to sit by an open window, but I would sit in a coffee shop because I obviously couldn't do it in the home, and obviously needed to be surrounded by the energy of the city. I believe Sex and the City, like I do think like sex is around every corner. There's.
And how old are you in this?
I'm in my 20s at this point. Like, I think I was in school when this happened.
Okay.
But there was a particular coffee shop that I used to go to in the East Village. There were a few that were like my haunts, but I couldn't like be full time at any of them.
Yeah.
Because I'd get my one coffee, not even iced because hot was cheaper. And I'd sort of like.
They would hate you because you would never leave. You would occupy the plugs.
Sure. Well, me and everyone else there, like you get to work at a certain time and then you sit there all day with your coffee. And some days I would feel really fancy and feed myself.
Wait, I have an important question for you.
Sure.
When you are at a coffee shop and you are by yourself and you have your laptop, what do you do when you go to the bathroom?
I leave it.
You leave your laptop?
I do. I've learned to trust those around me.
I need to learn that lesson. Well, I take my laptop to the bathroom.
Well, then you lose your seat at the table.
No, you leave like a water bottle.
Oh, see, no, I don't trust people enough with that. I will.
You're being conditional.
Well, hopefully I feel safe enough with the person next to me to maybe say like,
you're gonna leave the more expensive item.
I just think that you are more likely.
Okay.
Like if you leave your laptop on the table, I think you are more like someone
to get
like
it stolen. You're more likely for it to get stolen.
You're more likely for it to get stolen, but I also think there's enough people around that like no one would feel so bold.
No one is looking. Like if you leave your laptop and then someone else comes and takes your laptop casually, they don't remember who was sitting there.
Well, listen,
you don't leave an impression.
well, listen. I trust my coworkers.
Okay. Yeah.
So I trust that they're gonna keep their eye.
But you wouldn't leave a water bottle.
No, I don't know what they'd put in that. Someone could put something in that water bottle.
Okay, we're gonna have to take this
I'm
off pod.
terrified of someone putting something in my drink.
Because I have gotten very good at like taking my laptop to the bathroom.
No, I trust, and I believe. I put
You
my
trust,
faith.
but you don't trust them with your water bottle.
No, I don't know what they'd put in that drink.
Yeah.
Anyways, so one day someone came into the coffee shop, really hot guy, and he was giving.
And you're single?
I was single at this point, and he was really giving me the eyes. And I was, I had decided, and I was really feeling myself that day because I had decided to feed myself. So, like, I got my bagel, my everything bagel, cream cheese. Yeah. So I was feeling fueled up as well.
Yeah, you were ready to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I was, he came in, he was like really giving me the eyes. Now I'm sitting there, Carrie Bradshaw pretending to work.
ASDF.
Yeah, exactly. All work and no play. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm working here, but like maybe I should go. We'll see. We'll suss it out. He gets his coffee. He's still really looking, and he starts to like get up to leave, but he's still giving me the eyes. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go say something to him. I'm gonna go just like talk. Yeah, and this is not uncommon.
Okay, brag.
Sex in the City.
Yeah.
I was in my early 20s in New York City.
Yeah.
So I go up to him, and he's kind of like, hey, and
you went up to him.
I did, because he was looking at me, and I just wanted to go say hi to see what was going on. So he was like, he was really flirty with me. He was like, hi, and I was kind of like putting on the charm. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I'm working, and then at one point I flashed him a smile. I was like putting on all the charm. I flashed him a smile, and he sort of went,
no,
and sort of like gasped a little. I could see like the sort of light go out of his eyes.
Yeah. And it's because your laptop was being stolen.
Well, I was just like, oh, well, that's weird. The conversation just sort of like abruptly stopped. He's like, well, I'm leaving town. I'm like, it's like, okay. And I get back and I'm walking away. I'm like, what could have happened? And I realize, oh, I fed myself that day. I had an everything bagel. Oh. I have not checked my teeth.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I went to the bathroom. I opened my mouth to look at my teeth. My teeth look like 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
I had poppy seeds scattered all over my mouth. And I went, well, that's what happened.
Well, also, like, fuck that guy, because it's like that is such an easy, like, you can still see what the guy looks like.
Sure.
It's like, if you're going to be deterred by a couple poppy seeds,
well,
he doesn't deserve you.
Well, yeah, I mean,
obviously it worked out. You're now married, but yeah.
It would have made sense if, like, he was deterred by a couple poppy seeds, but my mouth was littered.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure what happened. There were more poppy seeds in my mouth than there had been on that bagel.
Yeah.
But you know what they say about poppy seeds.
That you shouldn't have them if you're about to be pulled over by a cop.
Sure, of course, or take a drug test.
Yeah.
No, a moment on the lips, 3 to 4 business days on the teeth.
Oh, right.
Well, anyways, Tim, enough about me. How do you make Sarah Jessica Parker all about you?
Okay. As I mentioned, Family Stone, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
That movie is obviously about giving the Family Stone the wedding ring to the next generation. So that makes me think of course. Of course, you know that.
Yeah.
That makes me think of weddings. And a few years ago, maybe even more than a few years ago, my friend Taylor was getting married. And so we, Claude and I and a couple boyfriends ago were in an Airbnb.
Uh-huh.
And we were, it was in Ojai, beautiful wedding location, but we were not close to the venue because, you look back when you're younger and you're like, I can't believe some of the antics I pulled, which is they told us over and over again to book that wedding hotel block. Did we do it?
Of course not. And it was way too expensive, like, early.
It was way too expensive early on, so you kept pushing. I'm like, surely something will happen.
Right.
And guess what? It did. Nothing opened up. And then we were, like, staying in, like, Oxnard, or I don't even know where, but it was so far away.
Because there's, like, nothing else in town.
There was nothing else in town.
Yeah.
So then it was, like, a 40-minute drive to, like, basically get to the... And even that was still expensive. It was, like, you look back and you're like, everyone, Gennifertias, if there is one piece of advice I could give you, book the wedding block when they tell you to.
Yeah, book early, book often.
Exactly. Even if it's expensive, because it's only going to get more expensive. And they tell you that, and you don't listen, but you should.
Yeah. Oh, you should. Because then, like, they're doing it out of convenience. They're doing it in your best interest.
It's like, that's when someone says, like, what would you do differently in your 20s?
I would have booked early. I would have booked often.
Exactly. And so we're at this Airbnb. It's great. It's like the wedding's at 4:15. We're starting to get ready. Claude and his boyfriend at the time take their time as they get ready. So I'm kind of like literally at like 1 being like, hop in the shower. We're not going to be late to this. Like I want to like have a leisurely experience. Make sure we get there with enough time.
Yeah. Famous last words.
Exactly. So then it's like those hours are slowly going by. At one point, Claude like turns to me and is like, do you think I should shave my beard? And I was like, listen, I know famously that like, you know, I'm like, either way, you look great with a beard, without a beard. But with gays, if you change your hairstyle before a big event, it is never a good idea.
Totally. Especially the beard too, because then you get razor shock. And I don't know if you're anything like me, you end up looking like a Simpson.
Is razor shock a real thing? Because I believe it.
It's what I get shocked every single time I look at a razor.
Knowing Claude for years, I was like, I didn't say that, but I was like, you're going to have razor shock. I was like, there is no way that I was like, even if it looks great, you are just not going to be used to your face. Like, just don't do it, because then the last thing you want is just be in your head and like tonight to like be like, oh, I wish I didn't do this. It's like, just don't. And he was like,
you want to love the skin you're in, and you're not going to love that skin that you just exposed after shaving your face.
Don't change it up 30 minutes before a wedding.
No.
Does he listen to me? No.
Of course
And so
not.
then, of course, he does shave his beard. Then he's, of course, in his head about it.
Yeah.
And then his boyfriend is also up to certain antics too, changing up his hairstyle. And then we're like, okay, what? Like, I'm getting stressed because the time is ticking away. I had even called an Uber. I had to cancel the Uber because they still weren't ready. So then I'm getting stressed. No. Finally, the Uber comes. We're going to get there at 4 o'clock. And so I'm really stressed because I'm like, that's only 15 minutes because the wedding starts at 4:15.
Right.
I'm
on the dot.
On the dot.
Yeah.
So the whole time, my heart is racing. We get to the Ojai hotel. I think like, okay, great. We made it. It's fine. Everything's going to be golden. Then I realize that it's one of those places where it's like 7 acres long.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to be like literally in a banquet hall, like once you entered the lobby.
No. It's like outside Vegas.
Truly. It was outdoors. We had to take a golf cart. And famously, golf carts take, I want to say, 1 million years to drive just like down a block.
Well, they go slower than walking, that's for sure.
Truly.
Yeah.
And so and you're not allowed to walk up because the gardens are so pretty. So you have to take a golf cart. So then I'm stressed. No. It's on the other, it's like 7 acres long. We're in this golf cart. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get there exactly on time. I am sweating and it's also already very hot.
Sure, yeah.
And then right beforehand, it's like someone has to, like I wanted to drive, but of course it's like they have to have the person who works at the venue, drive you.
Yeah, they can't let anyone just use the golf carts willy-nilly.
And then right as we're about to, start going 1 mile an hour towards this wedding venue, this other man comes, I kid you not, with the fattest stack of money you've ever seen in your life. You would think that it's just like he's coming back from the strip clubs and it's just ones, but it's actually tons of $100 bills. It is the richest man I've ever seen. I don't know what he was up to. It was definitely illegal.
So bizarre to see that.
And so then he's like, hey, he turns to the golf cart driver. He's like, can you just drop me off at like point B? There's like a bar and grill halfway down the acre, like the venue.
In no rush.
No rush.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. He slowly unfolds the stack, gives her 2 $100 bills. So she does not care about us at all. And she is just basically fawning over this man.
Yeah, of course.
Going truly like asking about his life story. If it's possible to like even go slower on a golf cart, she's doing that.
Well, she wants more tips. She knows. She saw the stack.
Yeah. And so then we literally have to do some like drop this man off at this bar and grill. He then, I kid you not, like is giving more dollar bills to this woman. This woman made like $400.
Oh, please. I would have been like just chatting him up.
Exactly. I understood it all, but I was so stressed. We finally get to the venue. It is 4:14. I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, they drop you off at like the top of a hill almost. And then the wedding was like at the bottom of this like grassy area.
Sure.
And so we're like getting ready to
take goats down.
Truly.
Yeah.
No, but so then we're like, oh my God, we have to, it's like going to take longer than a minute. We have to start running. As we start running at the top, we then see there's a barn, like a beautiful barn that Taylor and her dad are coming out of because they are getting ready to walk down the aisle. She sees us. We're all four of us are like, holy shit. And then it's like if we're at the top of a circle, she's going left down the circle, we're going right down the circle. So thank God all the eyes are going to be on her. But she looks at us, and you would think in that moment that she would be, you know, a bridezilla and be like, what are you doing arriving at 4:15?
Right.
And she just looks up, she starts laughing, and she goes, it's a race. And doesn't stop. She just keeps going the other way. And so then we start running down. Thankfully, everyone is looking at her, so we're like coming in the back or whatever.
Right.
Just as we sit down, everyone else stands up because she is walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
We made it, I am not exaggerating, with 1 second to spare.
I would have been so like dinosaur, like T-Rex, like not move. Like stand up.
Yeah,
like, no one can see.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
It was, I learned a lot of lessons that day.
Sure. Care to share some?
Well, we've already talked, you know.
Yeah.
Book early, book often.
Of course.
Leave 2 hours earlier than you should.
Well, yeah, especially if you're off premises.
Yes. And bring a fat stack of cash wherever you go to get what you want. Because no one is going to listen to you when you're a poor 20-year-old.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Make sure you have money from your parents. Yeah. Generational wealth.
Yeah.
Carry your cash. Carry your parents'
Make
cash.
sure you're friends with also nice people who won't get mad when you arrive at the exact time that they're getting married. Because that's what I look back and I was like, what a team sport.
It's a race. I love that. That's a very Rat Race coded. It's very Mr. Bean in Rat Race. I know that's not his name in that.
Brides walk slow. Oh my God. Okay. This is a question that I wanted to ask you that I forgot earlier in the episode.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to bring this up earlier, but at what point do you get to the airport? How early before the flight?
At this point in my life, well, it depends on if I'm checking.
Okay.
I would get there an hour to 45 before if I didn't have anything like weighing me down.
And do you have TSA?
I do. I have pre-check and I have clear. Clear, I don't believe in, but I have it. I got offered a free trial once.
Yeah.
Gave them my credit card, get charged for it every year, and have forgotten to take it off. So I have like pre-check and clear. So I do like the clear and pre, and like somehow that is so much longer than like any other. It
does seem that way. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I would get there as long as I have an hour. I will feel fine.
See.
An hour and a half would be ideal, but then it's too long at the airport, which makes me like antsy. But I will panic on the way there.
Yeah.
How about you?
This is maybe a lesson I need to learn in my 30s, but I have no interest in, which is don't have TSA pre, do not have clear. I do not want to get there early either. I am not kidding you.
That makes me sick.
I know people don't like it. I understand.
Why would anyone like that?
Listen, I always make it. And sure, it's like I don't need to be there while everyone is boarding. I want to walk. I want to stroll on.
Yeah.
I want to literally have enough time to pee and then walk right onto the flight and not sit down.
I feel the same.
But it is very stressful, but there's something addictive about it.
Be who you are for your pride.
And with that.
Welcome back. And it's time for Diva Down.
Yes.
Diva Down, of course, is our final segment where we take a person, place, or thing that hasn't asked for our advice,
Yeah.
but needs our advice.
This one definitely needs our advice.
Definitely.
But before we get into it, because we've both forgot,
Right.
we are currently, if you're watching this, we are currently wearing, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but we're wearing our Miss Thing merch t-shirt.
Yes.
Courtesy of Tara.
Well, it's a special t-shirt made by Tara. I don't think because it is like hand stitched.
Yeah,
and she will not be making one for you.
Yes. but we will have our own merch soon.
Definitely. Yes. We're being who we are for our pride, so you can be who you are in Miss Thing.
And who we are, like we said, we're walking billboards. That is who I am for pride. Yeah.
Absolutely. But thank you, Tara. These are beautiful. They feel really nice.
Great quality.
Gorgeously hand stitched. We love American made here on the pod.
Exactly. And that we have all of our clothes handmade for us.
Sure. As we will for you when we start doing our merch.
But now let's get into
Diva Down.
Yeah. Our Diva Down this week is
And Just Like That. Listen, we're here talking about SJP and her incredible legacy and the legacy of Sex in the City, which is, in jeopardy with And Just Like That.
This is the thing. The amount of advice for this show seems to be endless.
Of course, yeah.
I will say this. I think...
we're struggling to narrow it down.
First off, and I think this will be controversial. I do think that Che should come back.
That is... I didn't want to say it, but I actually agree.
Listen, Che, even if you were hate watching it, there was a fun dimension to it.
Yes.
There was what's going to come out of Che's mouth next?
None of it funny or interesting or appealing, and yet...
It was kind of like watching a car crash.
Totally. But, we had a center. We had a center, like a crash test dummy, if you will, in Che.
Yeah, and also it feels like, at least with Che, we knew what you guys were, trying to go for, and now there's a lot of, loose ends and different storylines, and,
And we're making fetch happen where fetch really shouldn't be happening. Yeah. There's too many characters.
Yes. And not enough of the main three.
Yes.
And I feel like I will say this, where the show shines is when it's on Carrie.
I agree. My advice for this show is to recommend it to your mother. I realized when I was sitting at home at my mother's house last week, I was like, you know what? I think you might like this show And Just Like That.
Yeah.
I have to come to terms with the fact that Sex in the City was for us. And then Just Like That is for our mothers.
Yeah.
It's inoffensive.
Yeah.
It's kind of not shocking or new or cutting edge, but if you look at it as kind of a Grace and Frankie type show that you could sort of enjoy with your mom, I think that's the best way to frame the experience. It's kind of silly. We're not expecting anything new or major to happen, but it's just sort of it's very gauzy. And I mean that with the lighting and everything. Yeah. As long as we start looking at it as a show for our mothers, I think we can all accept it and sort of move on and really just enjoy it for what it is. Because it is enjoyable. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
There's just not much there.
So this is my advice, which is get us in the writer's room.
Absolutely.
Listen, and all of this we're saying with love because we love these characters. Yes.
By the way, I still think it's so enjoyable, and I
can't stop watching.
I really liked the premiere, and I thought the Rosie O'Donnell. Small spoiler alert, but when Rosie O'Donnell said she was a nun, and that she was a virgin, I actually was laughing. I thought that was so funny.
That is also that feels so classic Sex in the City.
Yes,
it's I want more of that for all three of the main girls plus all the other main characters.
Yeah, less Seema.
And also, I know that less children.
Less children. I do not give a shit about
I know that
Rock
you're trying
or
to make
Lily.
it. Yeah, I know that we're trying to make it relevant and tell younger stories through them. And I'm kind of No, I just want to, like, what we don't see enough of is women, middle-aged women talking about their sex lives. Like, let's just lean into that and, like, let's not try to be also telling Gen Z storylines.
Right.
You know?
And again, I'm good with it being a Grace and Frankie type show, but we gotta just tighten this up a little bit and bring Che back. Yes. We will advocate for Che.
We will.
Because I think America
People
knows
talk
now.
about Che.
Yeah.
You know?
I think we know now that we need Che back.
Yeah. That's what we need in 2025. More Che.
We've learned.
Yeah.
You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Yeah. And with that harsh lesson that we all learned together,
it's time for us to go.
Yes.
But first, we have to do our little please, if you don't already, follow us on TikTok and Instagram at MissThingThePod. Please go rate the show and leave a good review. 5 stars and above, and please leave a good review.
Subscribe on Spotify,
Apple, wherever you get your podcast. YouTube. Yeah, we've got full video episodes there on YouTube. And we love you.
We love you. Cynthia, we loved the new trailer. We cannot wait for Wicked. Part 2.
Cannot wait.
We will see you next week.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye. Miss Thing Podcast is created, executive produced, and hosted by Greg Trimmer and Tim Zintek.
It's produced and edited by Benji Simons, with cover art and additional creative support by Claude Zines.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at MissThingThePod.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please subscribe, rate, and review, but only raves. Strictly 5 stars and above.
Follow Greg at Greg Trimmer and Tim at Tim_Zintek on all social media.
BONK.